Beleza. Cadê o cavalo que tá vindo atrás aqui? Vem cá, cavalo. Ué, o cavalo sumiu. Puxa vida.
Well, look what we have here. Someone with flesh on their bones.
Eles são conscientes então do que tá acontecendo.
Let's just say I sold something to a guy who turned out to work for a whole coven of necromancers. How in the name of Zenithar was I to know the ingredients were phony? Do I look like someone that would double-cross a necromancer?
So that's how you
got it.
here.
Horse, wagon, and all. Plopped here without so much as a word. I used to be one of the best traders in High Rock, you know. How people would track me down just to see what I had for sale.
Seria um negócio dele.
Very
Onde que
funny.
isso ali?
And what exactly are you going to pay me with? Take a look around. Gold doesn't exactly win you any friends around here.
There must be something you
I'll tell
want.
you what. I appreciate what you're trying to do, so I'll play along. The only thing I see around here in abundance are soul husks. You know, those ugly fungus-looking things growing out of the ground. Bring me, say, 25 of them, and you can rummage through what was left on my cart.
Fair enough. What do you
Odds and
have?
ends I've gathered over the years. Well, used to gather before all of this.
Mas sou secundário pra dentro desse lugar aqui. Entendi.
Tell me what you're looking for.
Não sei se vou
and maybe
fazer.
we can make a deal. If you have the husks.
Só cavalos, acho que eu vou fazer isso. 25 horas.
No husks, no sale. Guess you have some scavenging to do.
The air, the ground. This is all wrong.
Você é um daqueles negócios, não é poder não. Não, tá. Tem várias missões secundárias aqui então. É tipo um mapa diferente. Não dá pra saber como que é o mapa. Aqui, né? Tem que descobrir o mapinha, mas. Cadê o cavalo? Fica correndo pra cá toda hora. Bom, tá. Esse passa pelo cavalo de novo. Vem cá, cavalo. Vem cá, cavalo. Ah, não posso pegar esse cavalo aqui. Ué. Então tá.
Done and done.
O louco, ela é boa mesmo, hein. Um tiro e o arco e flecha aqui já acabou com todos os carinhos. Ou eu que sou muito lento também, mas... Cadê?
Mother? Mother?
Posso passar aqui.
It can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to complete the prophecy our way, not his.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire of mixed blood is in the company of my daughter?
Como que é mixed blood? I've been keeping her safe. I save her from your foolish plan. I'm just here to...
Safe? You call bringing her here safe? Has she explained nothing to you? Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you.
That's why I'm here for the Elder
You think
Scroll.
I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
What do you mean?
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his arcane weapon, Ariel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon.
How's this Serana fit in?
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
Tyranny, the sun requires Serana's blood. Serana's underwent the ritual.
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible.
Are you saying Harkon means
If
kill her?
Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires.
You never allowed that
And
to
how
happen.
exactly do you plan on completing the prophecy without the death of my daughter?
Kill Harkon.
Have you been listening to me? Like Serana, I'm a pure-blooded vampire. My presence on Tamriel is as much of a danger as hers. You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. You see the tyranny of the sun as your chance at deification. And like Harkon, you won't hesitate to destroy anything that stands in your path. Serana? This stranger may call himself a vampire, but he knows nothing of our struggle. Why should I entrust you to him?
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known him than you've done in centuries.
How dare you? I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Serana, if you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me. But for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can.
Do you have the other scrolls with you?
I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
What do you need to do? What do we need to do?
Locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down.
Will you
One
return
more
some?
word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnavir roaming the cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
Bonnier keepers. How did you become a prisoner?
When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place.
What was the bargain? O que ela tá fazendo aqui?
In the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they crave. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here. The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins.
You became
Unfortunately,
trapped.
yes. Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach.
You've been a prisoner here for all this time.
Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which will give in.
Who are the Ideal Masters?
I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance. Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cairn. I believe there's more to it than that.
How so?
They transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence.
And the crystals?
Through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims.
And would they require
The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them.
What do the Master provide
The
in
ability to
return?
summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here, as harvested souls.
Why haven't you pursued the
Our
prophets?
vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition.
No sort of
Eternal night
attention.
There are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated.
Prefer living in the shadows.
It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future.
If I leave the Soul Cairn, can I safely
As you've been
return?
traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned
Karen.
to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the soul cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer. Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
Soul Skyrim. Nossa, nem sei o que faz. Ah, tá, onde é que eu tenho que ir aqui?
Keeper things and get to the prison.
Keepers, hein? São esses três que estão tudo em volta aqui. Não mostra aqui no mapa onde que tá. Bom, acho que deve ser esses ali. Então, três que tem que ir atrás. Onde que é? Tem dois lá. O terceiro fica pra cá ainda. Deve ser pra cá. O ruim de não dá marcar no mapa aqui, ó. De ver no mapa que não dá pra saber onde que tá jeito. Se perde, tem 3 pontos ali. Tá, tem 2 pra lá, acho que é aqui pra cá. Ela não se perde bem se na merda. Nossa, deve ser aqui. Nossa, tá meio longe. São 3 torres diferentes. Bom, agora já não dá pra errar, então. Agora já dá pra saber. Mas usar dá pra ver daqui. Dá pra ver daqui. Tem um ali. E outro bem ali, ali, do lado do castelo. Tá, agora eu sei.
Where'd you come from?
Cadê? Não deixou nem vestígio aqui. Tá aqui. Pensei que ia pegar um negócio, né? Armadura, alguma coisa. Deixa eu só ver se meu save tá aqui. Depois quero ver se eu faço o que eu fiz do Sound Cloaks. Depois quero ver se eu faço para o lado dos Imperial. E depois dos Imperial eu quero ver se eu me transformo em lobisomem. Talvez, não sei se eu vou fazer lives. Daí depois tem essa parte dos vampiros. Quero ver se eu faço a parte dos outros que são os caçadores de vampiros. Tá, daí dos vampiros tá aqui. Esse aqui eu vou fazer do Downguard, tá aqui. Esse aqui tá aqui também. Som dos Guard. Esse aqui daí eu vou fazer dos Imperial. Tá. Esse tem uma joia gigante flutuando ali. É isso aqui. Bom, deixa eu só dar uma olhada. É, já que eu tô aqui já. Uma joia gigante. Flutuante. Como que eu chego aqui? Nossa, deixa eu pegar essa espada aqui. Essa espada aqui é legal, cadê? Qual que é o nome? Downbreaker. Teria que entrar por aqui. Isso faz o bicho pegar fogo. Não caberia aqui. É isso. O que essa joia faz? Aí, o que tá acontecendo? Nossa, essa joia tá tirando minha vida. Ah, é pra proteger essas coisas aqui. Bom, enfim. É, não tem função nenhuma então esse negócio. Só suga a vida dos outros.
Where'd you come from?
Bom, né?
That'll teach you.
Cadê? Books. Cadê? Bom, né? Como que é isso aqui? Conjuração. Bom, né? Nossa, tão familiar também. Não equipei. Não tá aqui. Eu posso dá pra conjurar esse carinha aqui. Olha só. Não sei o que é.
Is there no end to this nightmare?
I don't know.
I knew I heard something.
objeto com direito aqui ainda. Não. Que negócio que escutando aqui. Isso aqui no chão. O que é isso? Uma fresta? Essa é aqui. E aí, cavalo? Vem aqui, cavalo. Vem aqui, cavalo. Eu não posso, não é esse cavalo que eu tenho que levar pro carinho. Não posso montar. Não. Não, pera. Cadê aqui? Você tem que pegar essas coisas aqui, né? Essas pedras. Ah, eu liberei os carinhos que estavam aqui. Ectoplasma? Ectoplasma?
No, that's not it. What do you want?
What exactly are you doing?
Expect me to write my opus with all of these rude interruptions.
My bad, man. My bad, man.
What do you mean? Indeed. If I hadn't lost all of the pages, I wouldn't be in this predicament, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
So, sir, the way that you act, I think that you are in the exact place that you have to be, you know? If you know what I mean, you know?
Very well. I suppose a moment or two of my time couldn't hurt. I am Jib. Some call me Saint Jib. Others call me Jib the Eradicator. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Nope. Never heard
I
of you.
can't say that I'm
So chill, man,
surprised
chill,
by your
chill.
answer. Until I get my second volume published, no one will ever know of my achievements.
We're talking about a book.
I'd hardly call a 26-volume epic simply a book.
Surely you've heard of the rise and fall of St. Jim the Eradicator.
26
hero of
volume,
Morrowind
super
and
incredible
savior of the
webcam.
Thunder.
Maybe other title is in order. How it work? Your work is going. Shorter title is in order.
Maybe you should leave the writing to an expert. Stop making foolish suggestions.
So you think you're a professional, huh? I see that you're so professional that you end up in this place. And just a professional can be able to be in this place, You're very professional, man. It works going so far.
Simply terrible. I was in the midst
Well,
of writing
well,
the second volume, and they just threw me into this prison. It's unfair.
But you say that you're a professional, man. So, I don't understand why your work is not going well. You're not supposed to be a professional. I don't understand.
That damn Gamora and his minions. They didn't even give me a chance to explain who I was. Well, I assume so. It cast a spell at me from some kind of strange black crystal. Next thing I knew, I arrived here.
Your sorrow was strapping.
Wait. That means...
Yeah, man. You're dead.
No. All these wasted months. Or has it been years? I don't even remember how much time has passed.
But you're a professional, man. How you don't remember?
My name will be forgotten.
But you're a professional, man. Everything could be okay.
Perhaps. Do you have a way out of here?
You don't need my you don't need my help, man. You are a professional, man.
Maybe I can't leave, but my writings can. In order to write the second volume of my opus, I need the notes from my first volume. Otherwise, I need to do all of this from memory.
How many pages
When I
did
was
you lose?
tossed in here, I felt myself falling, and I dropped the pages I had been holding. There were 10 of them in all. Find them for me, please. I beg you.
But you're a professional, man. You can do it. Just go and search for these pages. You're a professional. How did you earn your nickname?
Ah, yes. St. Jim the Eradicator, Jim the Magnificent. I've earned a lot of those titles thanks to my campaign against the Winged Menace. Yes, I'm speaking of the Cliff Racer, of course. Wretched things. They used to crisscross the skies over Morrowind like vermin. Nasty flying creatures with a habit of sneaking up on the unwary.
What was your campaign against
After I was
them?
freed from prison, I decided to turn my life around. Give something back to the people of Morrowind. It became quickly apparent that the best way I could help would be by wiping out the Cliff Racers. Indeed I was. I hunted down and killed every last one of them. Took years. The people of Morrowind were so grateful to have the roads safer again, they took to calling me St. Jim, and then the other names followed.
Sanjay, very prof.
Still, over half the pages are missing. Keep trying. That was a dark time in my life. I did a lot of things I ended up regretting.
Just a professional ended up in a prison.
Maybe that's why
That's
I worked
right.
so hard to redeem myself once I was freed.
What did you do?
I murdered others for money. And before you think I belong to some romantic or secretive guild, think again. I was simply an addict who needed money for skooma. Stuff wasn't cheap, and murder always seemed to be in demand.
Get caught.
I finally bit off more than I could chew. I was paid to assassinate some high-ranking official from House Redorin. What I didn't know is someone hired the Morag Tong to kill him as well.
Rival assassin.
He got to first and called the guard to cover his tracks. By the time I got there, the place was on alert. Walked right into a trap and didn't even realize it until I was captured.
So what ended up happening to you?
They tried me for murder, threw me on a prison ship, and sent me to the jail in Vivek City. Gave me a lot of time to think, that's for sure.
Why would Adramor attack you?
Well, that's a ridiculous question. Everyone traveling through here has said that the Oblivion Gates have been opening all over Tamriel.
That was a bit before my time.
Has it been that long? Oh my. Well,
Yeah.
it started with the followers of Mehrunes Dagon having Emperor Uriel Septim VII assassinated. Without a septim on the throne of the Empire, Dagon was able to leave Oblivion through the gates and attack.
Why was Dagon able to do this?
All I heard is that without a septim sitting on the throne of the Empire, the dragon fires in a place called the Temple of the One were no longer lit. This meant that we were vulnerable to the forces of Oblivion.
What ended up happening?
Well, I don't know. Everything seemed fine until that Dremora attacked me. I only heard later about the gates from the other souls. I can only assume the gates have been closed by now.
Where are you captured?
I had just moved from my ancestral home in Morrowind to the continent of Cyrodiil. I settled in the city of Kavach to write my memoirs and to find some peace and quiet.
Is that where you were attacked?
Indeed.
Okay.
One moment I was writing diligently, and the next, my door bursts open. Of Dremora, the city was under attack. I took it upon myself to join the cause and fight the Dremora, thinking this would simply be another feather in my cap.
Okay. Did you work out that way, I said? Didn't work out.
The reason I'm standing in front of you as only a whisper of my former self should tell you that. I never knew what became of Kavach. I wonder if they were triumphant without. Thanks again for searching. I don't know what I'd do without my pages. Was it having the adoration?
Ridiculous.
Wait, I could make it the adoration of tens of thousands.
Tá. Mesma torre pra frente. Música de... Era pra tirar uma ali. Assim, meu personagem tá cheio de stamina. Tá quanto de stamina com ele aqui? Ah, não, não é aqui. Aqui. 190, vai como ele é vampiro, ele é só de noite, sabe? E fica desse jeito bom. Durante o dia, mas só 140, só 130. Aí foi. O que é isso aqui? Na caveira de dragão. Arvax School. Ah, não era isso. Ah, tem que voltar. Esse daqui, o cavalo que ele tava querendo.
Who's there?
Aqui. Vai. Onde que eu tô? É isso. Não, cadê? Ah. E aí? Que tá um carinha que eu tenho que entregar o cavalo dele pra lá. Então, as torres tá ali. Que tá o portal. Não é onde que eu teria que ir pra lá. Não, mas... O que é essa alavanca aqui? É uma alavanca isso.
Where'd you come from? Get back here!
Não faço ideia de que tá o cavalo agora. Vou entregar o cavalo pro cara. Fiquei aqui. Talvez, não dá nem pra marcar. Aqui virar pra direita. Pra lá. Cadê Serana falando isso?
Arvak! You saved him! His soul is free, I can feel it! He's such a loyal beast. Here, I'll teach you how to call him to you. He'll help you get around this wretched place. But I'm sure he'd be much happier someplace sunnier. Goodbye, hero. Take good care of Arvak for me. Such a good horse.
Como funciona isso aqui? Configuração Arvak. Olha só. Porque de repente todo pesado aqui. Ganhei alguma coisa aqui. Olha só.
doing this alone.
Yeah.
You managed to destroy all 3 keepers? Very impressive.
Are you able to give us the scroll now?
Yes. Please follow me. Keep watch for Durnevere. With the prison's barrier down, he's almost certain to investigate.
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone.
Qu'est-ce que Soul Husk.
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone. I can't believe we found my mother alive. Well, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, the remnants are sent here. I can't believe we found my mother alive. Well, you know what I mean. I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone. I hear something. Where'd you come from? She's leading us to the scroll.
Forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness the death of that dragon. Volumes written on Durnevere allege that he can't be slain by normal means. It appears they were mistaken. Unless... the soul of a dragon is as resilient as its owner's scaly hide. It's possible that your killing blow has merely displaced Durnevere's physical form while he reconstitutes himself. Minutes, hours, years. I can't even begin to guess. I suggest we don't wait around to find out. Now, let's get you the Elder Scroll and you can be on your way. What did you want? Now that you've retrieved the Elder Scroll, you should be on your way. I have no choice. As I told you before, I'm a daughter of Cold Harbor. If I return to Tamriel, that increases Harkon's likelihood of bringing the tyranny of the sun to fruition.
We will return for you when we
I
can.
appreciate your concern for me, but Serana is all that I care about. You must keep her safe at all costs. Remember that Harkon is not to be trusted. No matter what he promises, he'll deceive you in order to get what he wants. And promise me you'll keep my daughter safe. She's the only thing of value I have left.
The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner we deal with my father. I'm glad we found the scroll. I wish she could come with us. Come on, let's go.
Fucking voltar. Mais uma. Another round. Yeah.
Stay your weapons. I would speak with you, Quinarin. Cursed, not dead. Doomed to exist in this form for eternity. Trapped between Laas and Enoch. Between life and death.
Why are we speaking? Did you try to come in? Have more pressing matters here.
The hostility was necessary. I was bound to an oath. I believe in civility among seasoned warriors, and I find your ear worthy of my words. My claws have rended the flesh of innumerable foes, but I have never once been felled on the field of battle. I therefore honor name you Quinarin, or Vanquisher in your tongue.
You're equally worth.
Your words do me great honor. My desire to speak with you was born from the result of our battle, Quinarin. I merely wish to respectfully ask a favor of you.
What kind of favor?
For countless years I've roamed the Soul Cairn in unintended service to the Ideal Masters. Before this, I roamed the skies above Tamriel. I desire to return there.
What stop you?
I fear that my time here has taken its toll upon me. I share a bond with this dreaded place. If I ventured far from the Soul Cairn, my strength would begin to wane until I was no more. I will place my name with you and grant you the right to call my name from Tamriel. Do me this simple honor, and I will fight at your side as your Graze Mazen, your ally, and teach you my Thum.
Call your name in Tamriel. Call your name in Tamriel.
Trivial in your mind, perhaps. For me, it would mean a great deal. I don't require an answer, Quinarin. Simply speak my name to the heavens when you feel the time is right.
Call me Quinarin.
In my language, the Quinarin is the vanquisher, the one who has bested a fellow Dova in battle.
Fellow Dover, I'm not a dragon.
Even in the Soul Cairn, the defeat of the World Eater has reached my ears, Dovahkiin. You may not be Dova, but the defeat of Alduin earns you the right of title.
How did you end up in Soul Cairn?
There was a time when I called Tamriel my home, but those days have long since passed. The Dova roamed the skies, vying for their small slices of territory that resulted in immense and ultimately fatal battles.
You are part of them. Where are you part of them?
I
Of them?
was, but unlike some of my brethren, I sought solutions outside the norm in order to maintain my superiority. I began to explore what the Dova call Elok Dylan, the ancient forbidden art that you call necromancy.
It's okay for us.
The Ideal Masters assured me that my powers would be unmatched, that I could raise legions of the undead. In return, I was to serve them as a keeper until the death of the one who calls herself Valerica.
Didn't tell you she was immortal.
I discovered too late that the Ideal Masters favor deception over honor, and had no intention of releasing me from my binding. They had control of my mind, but fortunately they couldn't possess my soul.
Is that why you're free now?
Free? No. I have been here too long, Quinarin. The Soul Cairn has become a part of what I am. I can never fully call Tamriel my home again, or I would surely perish. I only hope that you will allow me the precious moments of time there, through your call.
Cadê o chat de novo? Deixa eu ver, né? Tá. Se falamos então, dragão. os dragões, hein? Onde que ela tá? Ah, tá vindo. Corri muito rápido.
Come on, let's go home.
É pra fechar esse portão aqui. Não, fica aberto sempre. Tá, onde que eu tenho aqui agora? Bring both Elder Scrolls. Dexion. Isso na verdade vai demorar pra ir pra aquele lado. Deixa eu tentar vir por aqui. É por isso que eu tenho isso aqui também. Se tivesse tudo caminho, eu volto mesmo assim.
Ronthal, where's the last batch of alchemy ingredients I asked for?
Ah, yes, that. There were, well... complications.
I don't want to hear about it. I want what I asked for.
Yes, Farron, of course. I'll see to it. I hope you find life in the castle to be to your liking.
Yes, how may I serve you, my lord?
Aí, um segundo. Mas preciso do exactly.
It is our sacred duty to study the Elder Scrolls. We read these ancient scrolls of prophecy in order to divine the future, and we use that knowledge to aid the Emperor. Sometimes, we venture out into the world in search of more scrolls for our library at the White Gold Tower. That is the very purpose that first brought me to Skyrim. It is the great spire at the heart of the Imperial City, among the tallest towers in all of Tamriel. The lower floors are home to the Imperial Council, and the Order of Moth Priests occupies the middle floors. The tower suffered damage in the recent war with the Aldmeri Dominion, and is not what it once was. I hope one day to see it restored to its former glory.
What about the other scrolls?
Not as much as I would like. Even after spending decades of my life in study of the Elder Scrolls, they remain a great mystery to me. It's true for most of my brothers in the Order as well. We don't really know where the scrolls came from or who wrote them. What we do know is that some are born with the special gift to read the Elder Scrolls. These chosen few can divine events of the past and future within the scrolls, though in time it drives us to blindness. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell. Even today, the Elder Scrolls remain a great enigma.
Maybe about the other
I'm afraid
scrolls.
I won't be able to help you with the scrolls any longer, my lord. Please, do not be angry with me. I'm afraid in my haste to read the first scroll, I neglected the time I needed to prepare. The failure is purely mine to bear. As you can see from my bandages, it's not that I am unwilling, it's that I am physically unable. Oh, please, my lord, please, forgive me.
Can I assist you? You know I live to serve.
No, I don't need
If only
anything
such a
right now.
miracle existed,
Stop asking.
I'd overcome the impossible in order to secure it, if it meant pleasing you.
I have no further need.
Although I would gladly die by your hand, perhaps I could offer an alternative way to read the scrolls. Oh, thank you, my lord. Thank you.
Against
Scattered
me.
across Tamriel are secluded locations known only as Ancestor Glades. There's one in Skyrim in the Pine Forest. Performing the ritual of the Ancestor Moth within the glade should provide the answers you seek. It involves carefully removing the bark from a canticle tree, which will in turn attract ancestor moths to you. Once enough of the moths are following, they'll provide you with the second sight needed to decipher the scrolls. In keeping with tradition, you must use a specific tool in the Ancestor Glade, an implement known as a draw knife. Every moth priest is taught this ritual, but few ever get the chance to perform it. You should consider yourself fortunate if it works for you.
To read the scrolls in any particular order.
From what I saw in the vision, the Elder Scroll which foreshadows the defiance of the gods with the blood of mortals is the key to the prophecy.
What's I went
Deciphering one
wrong?
of the Elder Scrolls is nothing like reading a simple book. There is quite a bit of ritual and concentration required. It can take months or even years to complete a single
Where's the
scroll,
last batch of
and
alchemy
even then,
ingredients I asked
months to recover.
Ah, yes.
I'm off related to the other scroll.
Well, as I'm sure you figured out by now, it's no mere coincidence that we're named
Yes,
Moth
Baron, of
Priests. The voice of the Ancestor Moth has always been an integral part of reading the Elder Scrolls. Oh, the moths don't literally read the scrolls, but they maintain a connection to ancient magic that allows the moth priests to decipher them. If you listen closely when you find the glade, you should be able to hear their song, a soft, harmonious trilling. It's through this ancestral chorus that the moths tap into a form of primal augur and become a conduit for deciphering the scrolls. By having the ancestor moths close to the moth priest, they can utilize the conduit and share the moth's augury. Only the most resilient of priests can do it this way. It takes years of practice to interpret the harmony.
Where's the last batch of alchemy ingredients I asked you for?
You've come this far, and you've found several Elder Scrolls. Whether you believe it or not, the scrolls have a mind of their own. If they did not want you to find them, they would not allow it. Because of this, I strongly believe you were meant to hear the ancestral chorus. Only one way to find out. Sadly, yes. It is the inevitable fate we agree to pursue when reading the Elder Scrolls. It generally does not occur until a moth priest is in his latter years, but in my case, I simply was not preparing myself properly. Fortune smile upon you, my lord.
I hope we reach Ancestor Glade soon.
Onde que é o negócio? Subir uma montanha aqui. Então já vem aqui em cima, já é melhor. Então subir. Cartoche. Ainda nessa direção aqui. Pra lá. Leste. Não, pera, ali em cima. Não seria aqui o lugar, né? Mas eu quero que eu passe pela porta lá. E apareceu já pra mim aqui. Ah, tinha que passar pela porta lá. Não, né?
I'm okay with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves already. Who's there? Another cave. Just went to the cave. I'm right behind you. I'm no fan of the sun. It would be better than this. This must be the place. Not very impressive, is it? If this ends up being a wasted trip, your friend Dexian and I are gonna have some words when we get back.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this place. No one's been here in centuries. I doubt there's any other place like it in Skyrim. It's beautiful.
Verdade, bonito mesmo.
Well, we got the knife. Now all we need to do is track down one of those canticle trees.
Uma faca. Tô com a faca no inventário aqui. Adaga. Nossa, só ter que converter aqui o negócio.
Hope the moths like that bark as much as Dexian said they would.
Nossa, onde que tá o analógico do lado aqui, cadê? Vou fazer o que aqui? Só um só. É. Pronto. Como que eu faço aqui?
Unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer.
Como que eu faço isso? Ah, tem acesso a armor. Sorry.
Looks like we're on the right track.
Yeah. Tem a borboleta aqui. Mexe. Mexe. Cadê ela? Isso no que tá ela. Cadê você?
Nervous?
Borboleta, borboleta, muita borboleta, muita borboleta, muita borboleta. Vai vir, tá vindo. Então.
What now? It's not like anything else in Skyrim, I can tell you that much. From now or before. There's probably groves like this all over Tamriel. Most people just don't even know what to look for. Figured it would be more of an issue for you. Don't tell me you're that naive. Really? Oh, wow. Alright, well... What do you think my father's going to do once we bring the bow to him? Of course he will. But at that point, he'll have everything he's ever wanted. He won't need either of us anymore. No, you've proven your strength to him, which just makes you a more dangerous rival. I think you know. We both know what's going to have to happen once we find the bow. Keep strong and eyes open. We're on a different path now.
Tem que fazer o que aqui? Enter a column of light and read the other scroll of blood.
Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow. Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow. I could see it in your eyes. You looked about 1,000 leagues away. What about Ariel's bow? Do you know where we can find it? Then it's almost over. We can finally rewrite the prophecy as we see fit. Where is this Darkfall cave?
The Outer Scrolls Cave, yeah.
Then let's get
Exact
going.
location.
I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down.
Então, onde é que tá a entrada? Pra cá. Como que eu subo, né?
You're a fool to fight.
Where'd you come from?
I think there's no... Not like this.
You're as good as dead. I knew I heard something.
I've had enough.